In a significant development, the US military declared its intention to implement a blockade on all ports and coastal regions of Iran. This strategy comes as President Donald Trump aims to exert pressure on Iran, a decision that carries the potential to escalate oil prices further and reignite conflict. The declaration paved the way for a confrontation, with Iran swiftly retaliating by issuing threats against every port in the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. With tensions spiraling, are Russia and China set to enter the war fray to ensure Iran retains the ability to exercise control over its coastal areas and the strategic Strait of Hormuz waterway? Here's all you need to know. Some analysts argue that the United States' Iran operation is about China. As per the Institute of Geoeconomics, China's position in the global energy system does create exploitable vulnerabilities. It relies heavily on imported energy, with roughly 70% of its oil consumption supplied from abroad. China continues to rely heavily on the Middle East as its primary external supplier, with this region responsible for almost half of the country's crude oil imports. Think tank analysts say Iranian oil has played a meaningful role within this structure. In 2025, China imported approximately 1.38 million barrels per day from Iran, around 13 to 14% of its seaborne crude imports and more than 80% of Iran's total exports. Any interruptions in Iran's production or export activities have direct consequences for China's standing in the international energy arena. Prolonged disruptions in shipping through the Strait of Hormuz would exacerbate the challenges faced by an economy that is already grappling with deflation and sluggish growth. Furthermore, the uncertainty surrounding supply chains complicates the ability to prepare for potential crises in other areas. Simultaneously, should Iran's ability to interfere with shipping diminish and US-aligned forces take greater control over maritime security in the Gulf, the dynamics of energy transportation through this crucial passage may alter, potentially impacting China's future energy security. At the same time, Russia is resolute in its intention to utilize its influence to achieve victory in the conflict in Ukraine. Moscow will refrain from supporting any regime if it jeopardizes that overarching goal. However, one should not mistake restraint for a lack of action. As per the Peterson Institute for International Economics, Russia has been providing Iran with satellite imagery on the locations and movements of American troops, ships, and aircraft. Russia has probably provided guidance to Iran regarding the strategies for using drones. Think tank analysts say it is no accident that Iran's strike patterns resemble the Russian approach in Ukraine. Swarms of drones hitting infrastructure, followed by precision strikes on radar and command and control systems. Russia views Iran's defense as a clear retaliation against the backing that Western nations have provided to enhance Ukraine's targeting abilities. In this context, Washington has opted not to challenge this Russian escalation in public forums. Additionally, it has unwittingly provided a boon to Russia by suspending sanctions temporarily, allowing the country to resume oil exports to its clients. The Russia-China-Iran axis is testing the United States. Russia, China, and Iran are united by distinct strategic pillars that define their common interests, ranging from their resistance to the Western unipolar order to their pursuits of economic diversification and collaborative military efforts. This deliberate alliance demonstrates their collective determination to maintain sovereignty, as well as their unified goal of transforming global power structures into a more multipolar and equitable arrangement. As per the Asian Century Institute, Russia, China, and Iran though differing in political systems and priorities, have found a common cause: redefining the world order based on their strategic interests. The three powers each have unique yet interrelated goals. China, recognized as a major global economic force, aims to ensure a steady supply of energy, broaden its reach through the Belt and Road Initiative, and establish itself as a pivotal player, both in Asia and on the global stage. In its quest to re-establish itself as a formidable global player, Russia leverages its energy assets, military strength, and diplomatic efforts to resist the encroachment of NATO and safeguard its influence within the region. As a crucial player in the Middle East, Iran seeks to overcome its diplomatic seclusion, enhance its energy independence, and counter Western influence, all while broadening its reach within the region. Faced with increasing international pressure, Iran actively pursued partnerships to escape its isolation and bolster its economy. Here, the Sino-Russian-Iranian axis found fertile ground. In the context of its post-Soviet strains with Western nations, Russia recognized Iran as a crucial ally, especially in terms of energy and military collaboration. Meanwhile, China, which had traditionally maintained a more detached stance regarding the Middle East, started to forge economic and trade relationships with Iran. With its abundant natural resources, particularly oil and gas, Iran emerged as an important partner for both Russia and China, providing avenues to enhance their regional dominance while navigating international sanctions.